Are you needing a quick and easy way to acknowledge your students for positive behavior? I'm going to share with you a quick solution that you can put in place tomorrow. My name is Lindsay Lovelady, and I am one of the Arkansas Behavior Support Specialists. Today, we're going to talk about a reinforcement system called punch cards. So, if you were to pull out your wallet, I could almost lay money on you having a loyalty card from one of your favorite businesses. Teachers run on coffee, so I'm sure that you have one from your favorite coffee shop of choice. Am I right? You keep going back to that coffee shop and you hand over that punch card every single time. What happens when you have purchased enough coffee that all of your punches are used up? That's right. You get a free one. And you know that it tastes so much better, right? That free coffee after you've gone 8 times in a row, right? It tastes so much better. So there's a reason why businesses do this. If you are a loyal customer and you purchase through them, you get rewarded. We can do the exact same thing with our students. If they complete X amount of work or exhibit a specified behavior X amount of times, they get to turn in the card for something that they want. So we have actually created the punch cards for you to download and use right away. You can find them in the behavior break themselves. Just download, print, and then you could start using later on in the day. There are 6 steps for implementing punch cards. So, step 1, you want to identify a goal. So, you describe the behavior that you want your students to do using action words, such as filling out their student planner each day. So, we see below what our goal is. Step 2, determine criteria for earning a reward. Think about how you want the student's behavior to change. Do you want the student to do something more often or display a certain behavior for a longer period of time? So you want to make sure your criteria matches what you actually want the student to do. So in our example of the student filling in the planner, we want the student to do it more often. Therefore, if they fill out the planner, they get a punch in their punch card. After 5 punches, the student gets to choose a reward. Step 3, determine rewards to be earned. So with this, you want to make sure to consider the student's input when completing this step. It may be beneficial to have multiple reward options as preferences change from day to day. Step 4, teach the system to the students. This should be done prior to implementing in the classroom. Step 5, punch the student's card as quickly as you can when they display the goal behavior. So in our example, every time the student writes assignments in their student planner, they get a punch. Step 6, when the punch card is full, deliver the reward. It is important to deliver the reward as soon as possible. So in our example, the student has received all of their punches and turns the card in for lunch with a friend. Punch cards are just a different version of a token economy. They can be used for all students in your class, some students, or for an individual student. So let's go ahead and take a look at how we can use these cards in each of these ways. If the majority of your students are failing to meet one or more behavior expectation in your classroom, or you don't have a system in place to acknowledge positive student behaviors, you might consider implementing a punch card for all of your students. Consider having your students help you create a reward menu that has a variety of options to choose from so that each student can find something that they would like to work for. This shows an example of a punch card that is given to each student, as well as a reward menu that was created with the student. Punches are given out when you see a student engaging in behaviors that meet your class expectations of respectful, responsible, and safe. Punch cards could be used to provide additional support for students that are not meeting behavior expectations, even though a class-wide reinforcement system is already in place. So for these students, you want to target specific behavior expectations that they are not meeting. In this example, 3 students in the class are given punch cards. Each student is working on a different goal, but all goals are consistent with the class-wide behavior expectations of being respectful and responsible. A punch card can also be used individually when you are needing to reinforce a specific goal behavior in your attempts to teach positive behaviors and then reduce problem behaviors. The goal behavior may or may not be one of your classroom behavior expectations. You would want to identify the function or why the problem behavior occurs, and then make sure to have reinforcers that are similar to those that are maintaining the problem behavior. In the previous slide, I mentioned function of behavior. In a nutshell, that means we want to know why a student engages in a behavior. Often, behavior allows a person to meet a need, such as to escape or avoid something they don't want, or to get access to something they do want. In this example, Ahmad, an eighth grade student, gets his sketch pad out and starts drawing to avoid assignments. With his punch card system, every time Ahmad starts an assignment within 1 minute, he gets a punch. When he earns 5, he is given a free assignment coupon, which allows him to avoid an entire assignment in the future. This goal would only be appropriate if you know that Ahmad is capable of actually doing the work. In this example, Sandra, a first grader, wanders the room and talks to friends to gain peer attention when given an independent task. A punch card was set up for her so that every time she starts an independent task within 1 minute, she receives a punch on her card. When all 5 punches are earned, she will get to play a game with a friend, which allows her to gain peer attention. Punch cards are a quick strategy for acknowledging positive student behaviors, whether for implementing for all students, some students, or individual students. Remember to follow these 6 steps. We have made all of the punch cards and these steps available to you. They can be found with the behavior break video on our website. Thank you for joining me today on this quick behavior break. Make sure to follow us on social media as well as to sign up for our monthly newsletter.